and let's talk about tips and strategies. Okay, now when it comes to listening, the key is concentration. If you don't concentrate, it will just not help you at all. You won't be able to identify the right answer, and sometimes you'll be sleeping and the tape, because the tape is played once only and you cannot stop it. So the tape keeps going on, and if you are not attentive and moving on with it, you are going to have problems. So utilize the time that is given at the beginning and at the end of each section to look at the questions, underline the keywords, anticipate what is going to come, and you are ready for the listening then. Now, another thing, when you are reading the questions, I would recommend you to underline the keywords so that you should only be focusing for those words. That gives you an edge because you know what to listen to. So please underline the keywords for better anticipation. And the most important thing here is that you should know what type of answer is required. So understanding instructions is the most important part. Now, please note that the answer appear in the listening in the same order as the question. So that's it. Listening is played once only. So mark answers on your question booklet as you listen. And after the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers from the question booklet onto the answer sheet. Now watch out for spelling and grammar, because if your spelling is incorrect, you will be marked wrong. If your sentence is not grammatically appropriate, again your answer will be marked wrong. Please keep pace with the listening, because it may happen that you stop concentrating and the listening will keep going on and you will be stuck at some point. Now, I would recommend that if you do not understand one answer, try to make a guess, because there is no negative marking in IELTS. So try to check out as many answers as possible. Even if you have not understood something completely, try to make a guess, because there is no negative marking. And then at the end, you have to transfer your answers onto the answer sheet. Now, what you should do during the test and what you should not do, that's another important part. Please listen very carefully to the introduction of each section. This will give you useful information about the situation and the speakers. Also use the time in the beginning of each section and in the middle of sections. Normally in sections 1, 2 and 3, you might have multiple type of questions. So you may be given some break in between the sections also. So you should utilize that time to look through the questions and think about the topic. Now please read the instructions for each task carefully, because a lot of people do not follow instructions, though they know the right answer, but they present it in a manner that it is marked wrong. So please try to check the maximum number of words allowed, but don't go beyond the maximum number. Now, one more thing, write all your answers as you listen. Remember, you won't get a second chance because the recording will be played once only. Check that what you write makes sense in the context. Wait until the end of the test to transfer your answers from the question booklet onto the answer sheet. And believe me, 10 minutes is a plenty of time for you to transfer those answers. So don't get panicked. Please write clearly when you transfer your answers to the answer sheet, because if the examiner cannot understand what you have written, you will be marked wrong and you'll lose a precious point. And again, your spelling has to be correct because this is an English test. And your grammar also has to make sense wherever you are writing. Now, this was what you should do. Now, I should tell you what you should not do when you are appearing for the IELTS listening test. Please do not worry if you cross out or change an answer. You cross neatly and write the correct answer. Don't panic if you miss one question. Look ahead and concentrate on the next one, because if you get stuck on one, you may not lose just the next, but many next answers. Don't try to rephrase what you hear. Write down the words you hear which fit the question. So don't use your own words or don't rephrase it. Write what you hear. Don't write more than the maximum words allowed in the instructions for each answer. Now, I have mentioned you don't copy the words that are already mentioned on the question booklet as part of the answer. So when you are transferring answers, nothing from the question booklet should be copied onto the answer sheet, no matter if it is a part of the answer. Remember, we just did 04, there was a telephone number 0412 789 1207. So 789 1207 was to be transferred, but 0412, which was part of the question booklet, was not to be transferred. So I will conclude our session for today, and I will give you some more supplementary material in the next class, and we'll do it again. So hope you enjoyed this session, and I wish you very best, and you will be given supplementary material and you can follow the link that follows this. Okay, take care. Cheers. Bye. Happy.